Hello, sexy soul. Alrighty, we are here for another coffee and tarot, which I am feeling like it is, which we might start a little different. We might do a different one. I might put this under a different title. I don't know. Because I feel like I'm being pushed to do something that's like what you don't know. I don't know why also I'm going to do this. This is not a paid promotion or anything else like that, but like one of the best, very sensual and good smelling and yummy oils that I have ever come across is doTERRA's Whisper. I'm just going to throw that one out there because when I tell you, it changes its scent from when it's in the bottle and when it mixes with your body is so good. And it smells different on different people, but it like blends and enhances and like it's great. Don't know why, that was just yummy and I wanted to share it. Okay, so I'm getting a sense that I'm going to start something where it's like what you don't know. So we'll start doing some readings like that. I don't know, I'm feeling called to that today, but also I got my coffee, so I'm kind of like, it's coffee and tarot. Coffee and tarot just really is like a deep dive into energies and what's at play and, you know, how the collective impacts somebody or like what phase or cycle somebody's in. So it kind of is like kind of cozy into. This one feels like it's going to be kind of informative. Or yeah, I guess. I don't know. So I'm just getting that. I have my coffee and obviously I added some chocolate in it so it's a little bit darker. I don't know if y'all did that, but I did that, okay? So grab a cup. We're gonna go for a ride, see how this goes, where it goes. I don't know. We'll figure it out along the way, okay? Yeah, so get whatever you want. Matcha, coffee, tea, lemon water. Your choice. Yay. Okay. There we go. All right, so I'm going to figure out where we need to start. I've got two of my candles going because I wanted to like combine some of the wax because it's like the other one didn't melt even. I don't know. Y'all, I would be saying some shit. I guess it doesn't really matter. Never mind. Never mind. I'm going on tangents. I wonder if that has something to do with it. Like the energy is just like, ooh, this, ooh, that, ooh, da, 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 da. I have your ADHD right about now. Just saying. Okay. Oh, I'm getting a mix between the Secret Tarot and the Sunlight Tarot. So it might be a combination of both. Yeah, we're going to start with Secret Tarot and then we'll follow up with... Oh, it's literally like somebody gets to take it easy in... There's been a lot of focus and attention and determination, dedication, something to that effect with Eight of Pentacles. And the Four of Swords is finally getting that sigh of relief or taking a break. It's like a lot of hard work. There's been a lot of hard work. And I don't know if, to me it feels like overall general, right? Like it could be just a life has been a lot of hard work lately. And so there's finally a moment to take a trip, take a vacation. Like the Four of Swords is that energy of taking a break, right? Rejuvenation. And we had a little similar energy yesterday to that. I think it was yesterday. I mixed everything up, so we'll see. I swear to God, are you kidding me? Out of nowhere, that was not there. It didn't stay. Every time I split, Eight of Pentacles. There's a lot of, I want to say dedication, a lot of work. Yeah, okay. We shall see. What is in here? Not now. Let's see what they say. Hanged Man. Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords. Somebody's anxiety is about to change. Somebody's been stressed. Maybe that's what part of the hard work, why life has felt so hard. Or like you had to be like uber focused on something and dedicated and something to that effect. But the Hanged Man has given me the whole, like, that's about to change. Like, I think you've been approaching life from a very stressful, anxiety-filled stance, sprinkled with some fear. Like, your mental realm has taken over a lot. I don't want to say consistently, but I think it rears its ugly head. And so, if somebody would ask you, how's life going? And you can tell where a person's lens is or their mindset is at when they're like, depending on what they say. Like, sometimes I'll be like, I'm alive. Like, hey, how are you doing? Good, I'm alive. Could be worse. Like that kind of thing. Like, it's that kind of energy sometimes. But this is like somebody who's like, it would be that, I'm alive. Like, that's the best they can come up with is, I'm still here. And so, you can just tell. You can always tell by the way the person will talk as to whether or not that's going to change. It's like anxiety has riddled your life. Stress. Like constantly having to figure something out. And it's like, it has colored how you move, It's like, if someone were to ask you about the last 2 years or the last phase of your life, this last cycle, the way in which you would portray it wouldn't be all that pleasant. Even in the future, if you were to look back on, say, this phase you are coming out of, or this phase, because it seems like it's changing, right? Hanged Man is taking a different approach, or taking a different stance. And so you wouldn't have been, you're not going to characterize it all that fun-loving. We'll just, woo, that flew like something's coming your way. Oh my God. Okay, so Queen of Wands and Ten of Pentacles. Literally, I want to say whatever you're coming out of, and what you may have been working very diligent, Eight of Pentacles, on trying to get out of and trying to not let this very stressful, chaotic, mentally draining and intensive phase of your life to get to you, right? And you try to not allow it to be the way in which you see the world, in which you approach. You tried really hard to kind of keep that in check. I want to say maybe more so here recently, probably like in the last 3 to 6 months than you did originally. But like, you've been trying to take a different approach, a different to handle and deal with and see the limitations or stress in your life differently, right? But I feel like the Hanged Man is really turning everything upside down. Literally. It's like whatever was, it's the wheel. It's the wheel that's turning. Something is going in your favor. And I've got completely the Queen of Wands is something coming towards you, right? You may have attempted to force things previously in this stage, and it just couldn't happen, and something is coming your direction. Queen of Wands is like, it's pulled in. It's deserved. It is just. It is, that kind of thing. And it's the Ten of Pentacles. So this is immense financial stability. I want to say it's beyond financial, though. It's literally like, in this energy, or when this, whatever this is, you're able to focus on here and future. I think your past was a little bit of Five of Cups energy, all the things that could go wrong, all that has gone wrong, and then also only because of that, only being able to see things that are going wrong in the present moment, but legitimately things not going according to your plan, according to things that were legitimately difficult in this phase. So there's a lot of past haunts mixed with present circumstances in this old phase that really created that stress and tension. And this new one is like, I get to focus, like, I don't have to worry. I don't have the same stresses as I did before. I can literally focus on enjoyment today, but making it last. It is something very lasting when it's the Ten of Pentacles. It's something that can grow, and it's something that you can share. So it's not going to easily go away, is what I want to say. shit you're not. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, we've got a whole book here. So let's just whip into this. Queen of Pentacles. I think that that's what's happening. This Queen of Wands is in command, is what I want to say, of herself, of her desires, of her own energies, okay? And so things are really in a very attractive period. So if we were to use that old adage of like, you know, you got to be the frequency of what you want, you must be in that. You've got to be in the frequency of what it is that you desire. But the thing is, if we got the Ten of Pentacles next to the Queen of Wands, she's getting everything she desires and then some. This ain't, listen to me, you can tell I'm from the South. This ain't like the Three of Pentacles where you're working to build and you're, like, there's something about this. If it's the Ten of Pentacles, your past efforts have played a factor into this. Now, this doesn't mean that, let's not think very, sorry, I sit funny and I move my feet and everything, and so I bump the table. This isn't something where it's like, oh, I did 20 projects all by myself, and so I finally get that promotion. It's not just the hard work. There was a lot mentally and emotionally that had to go. There's a lot of internal work that occurred as well. There's a lot that you carried the weight for, and that can go beyond just your career, your work, right? It's as if like everything in life was a heavy weight, and you had to sift through that and work through that. So when we're talking about a lot of the work that's necessary to have this was already done, which is why it's coming in. It's almost as if the Ten of Pentacles is coming to you because it's like owed a little bit. It's that type of energy, let's put it that way. Queen of Pentacles is the person who has, once this comes in, you become the Queen of Pentacles. Like, she's waiting for what she deserves, for her karmic justice, for her what's in alignment with her, right? She's just waiting. She's not going to, she's tired of making things, forcing things, because she realizes trying to force something not only puts her back into this type of energy, but also forcing things really means something's not in alignment with you, right? At least not at this moment. And so once the Ten of Pentacles comes in, you become the Queen of Pentacles, where you have the tangible capacity to do everything that you desired prior, okay? And then we have the Page of Wands, King of Cups, Judgment, Seven of Cups, and Three of Wands. There's a feeling of having I want to say options, multiple things. Like, what I want to say is Ten of Pentacles coming in allows the Queen of Wands to take action and to do what she has desired this entire time, right? And so once you get in, once the Ten of Pentacles comes in, you're now in the capacity to do it all. That's why we call her the Queen of Pentacles, can do it all. Because you have the capacity to do it now. You have the abundance to do that now. And so you start following your passions, your desires. I'm going to find out who this King of Cups is, because this doesn't feel, this feels something plopped in the middle of it. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm trying to link your energy with this, but it's not coming through that way. Okay, for whatever reason, this King of Cups is like an energy here, probably a person, He feels a little out of place, I gotta be honest with you, because I'm getting all kinds of shit with this, and it's over here that I'm like, and I keep trying to do the whole, you know, let's get, what's the traditional meaning of the tarot? Queen of Pentacles, Page of Wands, like she communicates a desire to the King of Cups. She goes into a project, a creative project with this King of Cups. She finds somebody that she's now feeling free enough that she can, she's open to dating, and so she's willing, like, because the page is that start, you know what I mean? It's the flicker, the flame that turns into something more. It is the communication of that, the offering of that. But for whatever reason, it doesn't feel, because take a look at this. She's looking this direction. So I'm over here going, okay, she's not, this isn't something that's, unless, unbeknownst to her, once she gets into this energy of, and having the capacity to do what it is that she wants, almost immediately there, something is ignited. It's almost like, because she's in this energy. Now when I say she, I'm talking about, these are like, when we're talking about court cards, it's like there's a feminine and masculine energy. So the she is for feminine energy. It can be applied in whatever capacity. You get to be the determinant of that, not me. If Spirit really wants to make be very specific for a person, they'll do so. But otherwise, I allow you to apply the energies, because I trust that you have the discernment and the capacity to do it. Okay? All right. So let's leave this for a moment, because I'm over here going, who is you? And I might have to be asking some questions here in a second. We've got the Judgment card, which is, you know, it has the energy for me of that resurrection, of this feels a little bit more like Spirit having a judgment on something. I get the feeling of something having been kept just out of reach for the Queen of Wands. Because we've got the Seven of Cups, we could be a lot coming in, a lot of doors coming in, or a lot of options, and nothing really quite aligning. And you see that she's reaching up, trying to, because she can't see the contents of these cups, right? She can't see which cup is for her specifically. And it's almost as if Spirit is calling judgment on something. Like a situation has gone on for far too long. That a situation needs to be resolved. And so Spirit, to me, this feels a little bit like, so I'm being brought to the way that I have come to know through my relationship with Morgan. You might want to look the Morgan up. But basically the over war and chaos. And it's, you know, there's all kinds of stories that go along with the Morgan. And the idea and notion is that somehow they bring the war, right? They bring the battle. Or some will say that they are the ones who, once war has been waged, kind of intervene and my take, I'm just going to be honest with you, in working with Morgan, is there's an approach that the Morgan takes when a battle is being waged, right? And looking at the intent and energy behind something, because I have seen where the Morgan has picked sides, I got to be honest with you, and will favor one over the other and kind of like gather the energy up and usher it behind one side versus the other. Sometimes the greed and, I want to say gluttonous, I don't know why I'm wanting to use that terminology, but gluttonous purpose and intent behind a war is not favorable on any side. And so in order to teach a lesson, in order to, it's like to bring a finality to something, both sides are amplified and they almost like obliterate each other. And then I've seen also where it's like, in the notion of something being favored, like one side is given, it's like collecting the energy of the chaos from I don't want to call it negative because it's always a matter of perception. If there's one side that has created instability and anger, and the scales have tipped because of that, then sometimes what one wage, like let's say there's two parties. I'm just going to break it down to like a story. Let's say there's two armies, right? And this army is constantly picking on and taking advantage of and taking over, right? And murdering and doing god-awful things to various different lands and things like that. But they always seem to pick the lands that are causing no difficulty, causing no problems, that are really help to keep the world's energy in balance. And so they're constantly trying to conquer those. And so because of its bully type energy and its actions creating imbalance, rather than just the demise, okay, of the bully, the Morrigan I have seen take and like return to this bully its energy full force in reciprocity. So rather than, and again this is an analogy, rather than the peaceful or the targeted group or land, country, whatever you want to call it, being the one to retaliate, something much larger that could destroy. It's almost like the bully meets another bully. Does that make sense? So it's like there's different ways in which that type of energy can be harnessed and the rage and chaos could be released. It's almost like rearranging and redistributing that not demise, but that destruction, and rearranging and redistributing the chaos so that to bring it into something. Like that's what I'm getting, right? So judgment is kind of like that, like calling something out because something has kept something from you. There's been a level of confusion. I think other options were placed in your path to kind of like test you and distract you, and something has been an obstacle, okay? And because we have the Three of Wands being like the ships coming in, you've waited for the sun to come. You've waited, you've taken all types of actions, you know, and that's really what we talked about, because with the Eight of Pentacles, it's like you've really been working hard and you've been focused and you've been going through. And Three of Wands is there is a sense of your ship's finally coming in as a result. It's like you finally recognize and see that something's for you. It's like whatever was for you was purposely and intentionally kept out of reach in some form of capacity, okay? All right, so let's take a look at this King of Cups. Oh, I just said he's the bearer. He's the bearer. Well, now, okay, so maybe I need to talk about that before I could come over here. Then what is the Page of, because you know, he's got the cup. and he's going to give it to the rightful owner. He's going to, you know, the King of Cups doesn't just like spillage to everybody. He finds the one that is deserving, the one that is, that it really truly belongs to. He doesn't just hand his cup to anybody. And so like he's the bearer. He's the one bringing something in. So what is the, then I need to understand the Page of Wands in conjunction, if you don't mind. Oh, are you shitting me? Page of Cups with the Ten of Cups. Okay, hold on here. Give me something on. Yeah, he's the bearer. He's the one bringing in the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Cups, like the level of abundance. Holy crap. Page, the one that brings it in. So what is, let's talk, what is a Page of Wands then in here between the two? They're describing the Page of Wands like the ability to take the action towards what you desire, which we discussed. I thought really was with the Queen of Pentacles, but maybe it's this energy was smushed together, because we have the Two of Wands, which is taking the action towards what you desire, towards your interest, towards your passion, right? Sun is success and victory. And then the King of Swords is the energy of knowing. His level of knowing and decisive. So this ambiguity that they're saying that was over here and something being just out of reach, it's like you refrained from choosing. You knew that these weren't it, so you constantly stayed in a state of restraint. But once judgment is called on something, you see which ones are for you that have been kept out of reach. They're finally brought within reach, whatever the Ten of Pentacles is. Your ships come in because of that, or the access to what's been kept out of reach is the idea of your ships coming in. So the Page of Wands is really just, it's finally the ability to take the action. It's like the green light. And they just said like the sun is like the green light. I can't help but feel like you knew. Not that I feel like you didn't know what was being kept out of reach. You didn't exactly know, because again, over here you tried and you tried and you tried to make something work, and it's created a lot of tension in your life. And you had to approach that stress and that tension differently. And now something's coming in. I get the sense of waiting for it. And then the Ten of Pentacles comes in. It's just like, it comes in, it's attracted to you because judgment was called. And when the Ten of Pentacles comes in, what comes in is the thing that was kept out of reach. You are now finally in a position to take action, so you do. So should I put the King? I was going to say the King of Cups is not. No wonder. I was like, the King of Cups wasn't making sense with the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Wands, and I kept trying to shove that energy over there. But the King of Cups is a part of this other portion. Okay, thank you. The King of Cups is what helps to usher in the judgment. Like someone's calling something. There's a decision that's being made, and it's being made in your favor, and it's like, and it doesn't feel like a decision you're aware of. I got to be honest with you. We've got the Ace of Pentacles down here. Okay, thank you. Well, sometimes I guess I get in my own way. Well, we've got the Two of Wands, the Sun, being able to take action towards your true path, what is really for you. Again, finding those 2 cups. I want to liken the 5 of Cups, finally figuring it out. Like, this takes you to a place where you're no longer focused on the negative or the stress. It almost like transports you out of that. Is that a word? Transport? Teleports? Whatever. Okay. The land of milk and honey. I don't know why I heard that. But you see them. You see your 2 cups. It's no longer out of reach. It's no longer out of view. And like the possibilities are just endless then. Okay. So I want to know what was kept out of reach from you. All right. Let's just figure this out. So what you don't know. I feel like you don't know this. You don't even know what's been kept out of reach. I get the energy that you know something. Here's the thing. You know, sometimes when you can feel something's off, and you could even look at a person and be like, okay, there's something going on with their behavior, and like you think something's up, but you don't fucking really know what it is. That's what it is. It's like, this is the energy of, I just want to know what is. Let me see if I can find this out. What was kept out of reach? What's being called judgment? What judgment is being called on somebody? It's like enough. I just heard enough. What judgment? On what? What did you not see? You're about to see. This is what you're about to see. And this is like a tangible entrance, right? King of Cups. This is something tangible. Page of Cups coming in that brings immense joy and relief is what they're saying. This is weird. It's like kind of similar to something I've read before, but slightly different. I am getting confused. Okay, well, maybe I'm in the 7 of Cups energy. They're showing, which debt, what is coming in? What is being revealed? What is being brought to your, like, what was just out of reach is now within reach. We're going to clarify the judgment in 7 of Cups right there. I can't do anything until they tell me which deck. All right, so we're going to do new era elements starting. Okay, that was weird the way that I was trying to put it together. I'm gonna take a look. King of Pentacles. Why do I feel like there's a judgment being made on a King of Pentacles? That's not a you. That's not you. Okay, what the hell? I'm trying to look. I saw something flip and it's so amazing to me how like a card can like flip and I can see it going like this, and as it comes in it flips again. I'm like, how do you do that? I know I saw it starting to flip over. That's why those cards have landed there. I'm like, there it is. Holy shit. Sorry guys. Sorry, I was trying to find that one. I was like, where is it? So I'm getting the King of Pentacles is who the judgment is being called upon. The King of Pentacles is serving as the energy or entity that kept something from you. And it's like to the point that you weren't even aware that you were missing this. You could tell in your life energetically, something's up, this doesn't seem right, what's going on. And this also feels very tangible. They're bringing me to both the King of Pentacles and the Magician card. These are tangible things. So there's something within your 3D that was withheld from you. Something that this isn't like, oh, somebody was doing magic, even though there could have been magic. We've got the Magician here. But this actually feels like material. The Magician is, because negatively aspected, that's what these two feel like. Negatively aspected, obviously the King of Pentacles is one that, in order to maintain their sense of superiority or balance in life, they withhold something. And then, because the Magician, negatively aspected would be like manipulation, like trying to like thwart your understanding, like, oh, look over here, look over here, look over here, while I do this over here. It's like a sleight of hand is what they're telling me. And it's surrounding some level of abundance, some type of, something that would have kept you in a position of doing well. So somebody has manipulated something somewhere to keep something very tangible from you that would have kept you out of the Nine of Swords and in the Empress. Like, I get the sense of being well taken care of. Because the Empress is also about like nurturing us. Like, that would be the energy of like the milk and honey. And it's so funny, over here, this Queen of Cups is pregnant. She's abundant. Her cup is full. I think that's what there's a likening between these two. The King of Pentacles, intentionally, now this could be an institution that just didn't want to pay up. Like, let's say there's an insurance payout. I've even heard of people in the United States, because of the pandemic, they applied for whatchamacallit, unemployment because of the pandemic. They were supposed to be able to qualify based upon that, and they kept getting denied, and then suddenly everything opened up. And so like long after, like, they were already behind because of that. They may have been evicted, they may have had like bills piled up, and so they've never caught up because of that, even though they finally were able to return to work. And it's like the institutions, the states and stuff like that, were not distributing funds appropriately, they weren't processing things correctly, and things were being withheld from people. And it was like somehow, so it's almost like I've heard of people getting that after the fact. Not when they needed it, not when it could have kept them comfortable and sustained and taken care of them, but afterwards. And it's meant to put them back into the energy of being well taken care of, right? So they have had to struggle. Or this could be even something where like somebody, it just feels like there is manipulation and deceit to keep somebody in the dark and out of feeling comfortable. Look at that cruelty. It was just, they're fucking cruel. But this cup that the King of Cups is bringing in is meant to bring equilibrium back to balance. It's meant to bring things back into balance. It's supposed to balance out that. I don't know about you, but I am curious as to, I want to know more about this You know I want to call him names. You know I want to call it. Okay, that's a lot, and I'm not really sure if I'm supposed to do that. I got to be honest with you. But it all came out so... Okay, I am. So let's just do this. We've got the Hanged Man. I don't know why, but they keep giving me the Hanged Man as like turning things around. Like this is going to turn around your mental state, because the Hanged Man was with the Nine of Swords before. There's a turnaround. There is, it's like your attitude and your outlook on life changes. It just changes. And take a look underneath him. He's actually hanging over some water. You know, and then it's like it changes with the arrival. We got the Knight of Pentacles, so that's telling me whatever's coming in. The I said Mercury retrograde be getting on my nerve. Like it never impacts me. I'm a freaking Gemini. Like when I tell you I have 5 mercurial placements in my chart and it usually doesn't do jack diddly squat to me. I'm like super impervious. I'm not really impervious, but you know what I'm saying? Like I've never experienced what people say. This one, holy cow. Like even before it actually started, like probably about 5 days before it started, my mouth be saying some, I'm like, that's not even what I was trying to do. And then I'll hear the words, and my brain knows the words, and my tongue knows the words, my mouth knows the words, but it won't come out. It's like, you know, like I'm being choked off or something. But it isn't just today, so I won't apply it to this reading, but holy cow. Holy cow. Give me just a second to pull it together. It is annoying. So for this one, it's like the cup that the King of Cups is bringing in is something very tangible. And that's what we already said. The Ten of Pentacles is something tangible that allows you to take the actions that are necessary. So that's why they're giving us the, and it leads to an immense stability. We've got the Four of Wands. It's like it brings things back into balance in life, okay? Same with the equilibrium. So it's something tangible. I'm going to say it's like if you were eating home and somebody was trying to fiddle fart around with the approval process and different things like that. I don't know. Like whatever was going on before felt like a very long-term type of situation. Like maybe you had applied for housing assistance, or maybe you had applied for, I don't know, a million different things. Maybe you attempted to apply for a job before and some fucker somewhere was trying to screw with shit, you know, magician, and create so that you didn't get something, and it kept you in this state of the Nine of Swords. But whatever this is, it's like from this spot, when this Knight of Pentacles, when this thing comes in, the King of Cups is linked to the Knight of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles, okay? So the King of Cups, that cup that is specifically for one person, because he doesn't just give that cup to anybody. It is meant for you. It was one of those things that was kept from you, Seven of Cups, is actually something very tangible. Knight of Pentacles. It's reliable, it's stable, it's secure, it brings in security, it is tangible, it's material, is what I'm saying. And it's a lot. This is going to put you on the trajectory to have stability for a long time. It'll be able to take care of you, and if you have children or family or anything else like that, everybody's going to be set. But it can grow. It's more. It's almost as if it's more now because of how long it's been withheld. And I want to say that in a very tangible way. It's like having applied for, you know how like sometimes your taxes take a long time. I don't know about other countries, but in the US, like even though they don't pay a lot of interest on something, there's be a little bit, like surely not as much as they would charge us, but like it's like something accrued interest, and I feel like it's a very tangible thing. Then we have the Three of Swords, Eight of Wands, hold on, let me just make sure I'm saying this correct. Yeah, Eight of Wands. or Pentacles. Is it Pentacles? Let me get this before I put, no, it's Pentacles. Oh, there's the Eight of Pentacles that we were looking at. So whatever, okay, so the way that they're giving me this is like your singular focus now isn't on survival or getting beyond something. It is the forward movement, which is what the Queen of Pentacles does. Because they're giving me the energy of whatever this card was. Even though it was a Wands, I wasn't thinking of like the speed or anything. It felt to me more like it takes you from the Three of Swords to the Ten of Cups, which we've had over here. It gets you out of this level of, I want to say that the mental torment at times and the mental stress also had an emotional toll on you as well. You had sad episodes, and you felt left out is what I want to say. Okay, it caused a lot of grief, period, point blank, in your life. And you're with the circumspection. It's like almost like it takes you away from that. I'm looking at like with the Eight of Pentacles, if you look at the Rider-Waite, there's usually 7 Pentacles, and then he's working on the 8th one, and it's almost like all those fucking attempts to get out of this when you're struggling over here, and finally something clicks in your life where it takes you out, right? So I feel like you're being transported. You almost, circumspection is almost like the detour. It takes you away from something into the Ten of Cups is what I want to say. I want to know what's going to happen. Like, I'm curious about this King of Pentacles energy. So let's pull this little fucker back out. This dude right here. Let's talk about him. Because I feel some very, you know, let's do this. I want to know. I want to know. We deserve to know, okay? If this fucker played with shit and created this situation, I want to know, what about this person? Or what about this institution? Like, is there any repercussions? That might change. That might depend on if it's an institution or a person, because something is calling judgment on this, and is enough. So, what exactly does that mean, other than you receiving this? So let's. Ooh. Okay. Sorry, guys. Hermetic Tarot. What does this mean for the King of Pentacles? The magician, the manipulator, the sleight of hand artist who wanted to hold on to everything to keep it for themselves so that the other person wouldn't be in the nurtured, well taken care of Empress energy. I'd like to know. I'd like to know. Just give us a little bit of info. It is so funny. Let me just tell you what I did. I did it off, like I'm over here trying to, you know, sometimes you can see a little bit of it, but I had this deck and I did the split and I looked at it and this was upside down. And I don't do reversals, right? Like, that's not, you know, so I went to grab it and I put it upright. And then I realized what it was. And I was like, and I think that was intentional because I had, you know, looked at it on the split, right? And it's as if this person held on to whatever that was meant for you to give them the leverage to manifest in their life. It, like, they used it to their advantage. And that is like, they're not going to be able to make shit happen. First off, they're no longer, like, I feel like something's coming to light. The moon, like, something's coming to light. Something's coming up that was unknown. Like, it's light's being shown on a situation, okay? So they're not going to be able to have, they're not going to have the resources, because the only reason the magician is able to do stuff is because he had all the resources to begin with. So it's like, almost like somebody is going to get their resources taken from them. Which was their leverage, their capacity to be the King of Pentacles. Okay? So it's like they're not going to be able to manifest. They're not going to be able to manifest. I mean, the fact that my attention went to just that card. Queen of Cups over here. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, got excited. Sorry, that was loud. Queen of Cups. I was like, why is the Queen of Cups? The moon always reflects something back. What is done in the dark will come to light, right? So it's as if what was done to the Queen of Cups will be reflected back to this Magician. So, oh, this does kind of, like, it reminds me of one of the readings where I said whatever was done to you will be done to them. Like, they're going to have to experience something to the degree in which you experienced it. So it's like, so, okay, I got a lot coming in. So, like, so you're giving me several of my little sayings, like your positive tower moment is going to be somebody else's negative tower moment. And it's really just because the script is getting flipped on them. The resources are being taken back from this individual. This could play out in legitimate ways. Like, if this motherfucker kept money from you and the government finds out, and that's the only reason they were able to do so well and everything like that, while you were squandering over here, not being able to be the empress like you should have been, you weren't living a comfortable life, you weren't, whatever. If somebody has actually kept that from you, okay, it's like the government coming and taking it from them and then charging them the interest, and that's going to screw them. This would be like the person that played with things and kept a job from you getting fired. Like, now you got the job and now they don't. You see what I'm saying? Or this would be because the moon is all about something coming to light, but it's also things being reflected back. It's that reciprocity. It's that shield that whatever you put out comes back to you, kind of thing. So this person is going to get a dose of their own fucking medicine, and it is going to impact them in a very tangible way. It's going to take some of their resources. Okay, I'm trying to think if this is like an institution, how that would work. Like, if it's like the state that wouldn't give you your money that you were eligible for, it's like the federal government going and putting fines on the state. You know what I'm saying? Or injunctions or something to that effect because they screwed something up. Like, you're going to get, and other people are going to get called out for it. Just looking at some things. Okay, hold on, let me get this. Felt a little weird. So in a very, like, this is something very tangible. It's very materialistic is what I want to say. Whatever is happening here, it definitely has to do with money, or access to resources that were withheld and so therefore kept you stuck. And it's like, once these come in, it's like a floodgate, and so you're able to it positions you. It's like it was withheld from you, and there's like a person behind it. Or like, say it's an insurance company because of an accident or something like that, and they're trying to keep something from you, and it's like judgment comes against them, but there's all these fines that happen as a result. Like, there's something that happens. I don't think that was meant to do that. Okay, maybe. Three of Wands. Your time to receive. It's coming back to you. Whatever was kept out of your reach is coming back to you. Anything else on, we were asking about, okay, almost didn't. The King of Pentacles. Anything else? I'm just saying, victory. It's a better day. it's going to be a better day. I'm not pulling anymore. That is all we need to know. They gave some very, very real world examples today of how this is going to play out. That was exceptionally detailed, and I really appreciate that. It's like sometimes we're like, exactly how is they going to pay for? And it's like, with their money, like that's what they got. They're not going to have the leverage anymore to do what they've been doing. All their resources will be drained. It's almost like sometimes, you know, some people who commit fraud, right? They end up having to sell all of their belongings in order to make up for, like, any judgment that's brought. And again, judgment is being brought. This could be a very genuine, like, real world judgment, you know, like court. Some type of judgment is being brought against them. And so in order to make up for that, because they've spent everything, or because they've done, you know, it's like they get held account, and so they lose everything. They end up losing more than what they had gained to make up for what they did, and withholding that. Like whatever corrupt, manipulative act they did. So, all right. Well, keep me posted. I hope that this finds who it is meant for, and that you have a fantastic, wonderful day.